Hi, I'm Dr. Nadine, and welcome to another episode of Real Men Talk. Today, we're going to be talking about the effects of porn on your relationships. And this is a particular hot topic that's been coming up for me, especially during the pandemic, with greater and greater frequency as a couples issue. And so let's begin with the basics. Um, is porn good or bad for you? The reality is that porn can definitely contribute in a positive way towards positive recreational use and open communications with a couple if everybody's viewing it the same. The bottom line is if a couple is open to it and both parties are comfortable, it can definitely be a plus. However, there are occasions when porn use can become problematic. And so let's talk about a couple of those circumstances. If you're finding that despite being okay, well, let me back up for a second. So you're watching porn, but you're not watching it as a couple. You're watching it as an individual in isolation. Okay. And so you've been doing this, you're comfortable doing it, you prefer to do it this way. And so, but you're also in a committed relationship. And so, despite having a strong emotional bond with your partner, what you're discovering is that you're okay with less and less sex with your partner, and you're fine with the porn. Okay. That is one indication that porn is negatively impacting the relationship. And normally when I see this one, the presenting way is that a couple will come into therapy because usually the spouse feels that either their husbands are cheating on them or their boyfriends are cheating on them because something has changed. The sex that they used to have originally, the level of interest in sex is not there anymore. And so the presentation is normally as a couple's issue with the complaint being from the significant other. Now, the next piece, this one is this one is a complaint I have seen from both sides, both from the men and from their partners. And this involves the fantasies and the things that are required to achieve the same level of excitement. So, for example, your fantasies, the things that you're talking about, that you'd like to role play or consider interesting, are becoming more aggressive or dominating in nature. In other words, the whole idea of, say, a rape fantasy, okay, um, a bondage type, uh, physical slapping, restraining, those kind of, dominating behaviors are becoming a part of your fantasies and interest where that had not been part of your interests prior to your porn use. Yes, that definitely is an indication that your porn use is having a negative effect on your relationship. Another indication in that same category is when you share these fantasies with your partner, they react negatively to them. Or the other piece is that you have the fantasies, but you're ashamed to share them with your partner. And so either one of those basically is indicative of the fact that in your mind and in the relationship, you're crossing a boundary. And that lets you know that where the way you're being affected through the use of your porn and the kind of porn that you're engaging in and watching is problematic. Now, this next category is similar to the first issue, but it's more a satisfaction issue. And what I'm referring to is that you are your preference is to self-satisfy through the use of porn. And as a result of that self-satisfaction, you're unable or I don't want to say unwilling, because you may want to, but physically you can't, because you're in your refractory period. Your refractory period is the recovery time between uh, orgasms that the body needs to replenish. And so the bottom line is you're unable to have sex with your partner because essentially you had sex with yourself while engaging in porn use. This pattern of behavior can definitely be problematic in a relationship. The way I will see it in a couple is that it's incremental. In other words, it begins a little bit over time. What happens is you start off, normal sex life, engaging in porn from time to time. If you've used it, and there was another episode where we talked about the fact that you use porn as a coping mechanism. So let's say for you, it's a stress reliever. So you're engaging with it during your workday or shortly thereafter, or something relaxation to put you to sleep. I mean, there's a number of different uses that men will engage in. The bottom line is that you don't realize it, but it's creating a distance between you and your partner. You're having less and less intercourse with your actual live partner in favor of the porn use. This clearly is another indication that porn is causing a problem in your relationship. And this last category is one that very much is frequently tied to porn use, is the feeling of irritability and anger following your experience. That can be tied to the shame. It can also be tied to a little bit of depression that comes as a result of your discomfort with your porn use. In other words, that it's bothering you. That things are not right. And so, yes, in the moment, you have the release that the porn brings, but the other complications that are coming with it, you don't want to look at it too hard, but that there's something that's off. All of this is any one of these, if you're experiencing any one of these, it is an indication that porn is a problem in your relationship, and it is something that you need to talk about. And it can be difficult to talk with your partner about your porn use. And if that's the case, I would strongly suggest that maybe you go in for couples counseling. Ask for a one-on-one session with your counselor. Excuse me. Discuss it individually, and then ask them to help you discuss it with your partner. And that it's usually a way to clear the air, and just clearing the air will create a great deal of relief and progress and forward motion in your relationship with your partner. So if you found today's discussion on, porn as it affects the relationship helpful, I would invite you to like the video and attach any comments. If you have any suggestions of topics you'd like us to discuss or any questions, please put it in the comments section. And again, we invite you to subscribe. We'll be covering a number of really interesting men's topics over the time. I'm Dr. Nadine, author of Richard and the Boys Puberty Experience, and we will be continuing to create a world where real men talk. Thanks for your time, and thanks for being here.